Hi Leute und schön, dass ihr wieder mal mit dabei seid. Wir nähern uns inzwischen schon stark der 40. Folge. Ja, ich war wieder so viel am Arbeiten, ich konnte jetzt eine Woche fast nichts mehr machen. Ich erinnere, wir waren hier genau in Osama und gehen durch diese Tür hier durch. Aha. Wo sind wir überhaupt? Was wollen wir? Keine Ahnung. Okay. Ja, als bräuchten wir irgendjemanden, der hier diese Dinger da öffnen kann. Macht aber gar nichts. Hier gibt es auf jeden Fall keine Bücher, okay.
Of course.
Gehen wir wieder mal zurück. Also es gibt zwei Könige. Und wir müssen gucken,
It will be done.
was wir jetzt machen. Wen wir jetzt hier da voranbringen. War das nicht gerade das Haus, wo ich rein bin? Ey, sorry, jetzt ja gar nicht, ey. Genau, welchen der Könige wir an die Macht pfeifen, schätze ich mal. Dass es so funktionieren wird. Die gute Serlinda, mit der haben wir, glaube ich, schon gesprochen.
You're back. I thought you weren't coming. What did he say? You said you'd talk to my family for me. About taking back me and the child.
Ja, genau,
My father, or,
wegen der...
but I understand.
Ja. Wegen dem Kastending und so, ich verstehe. Close inspection, there's a small slot concealed in a fold of the stone. Just big enough for a finger. Na toll. Aber hier haben wir gleich mal schön 20 Gold abgestaubt. War ja auch nicht ganz so die feine Art. Ah, alle mal, da waren wir schon. Wir brauchen auch nichts von ihm. Ne, wir machen jetzt direkt mal die Quests weiter, also. Das muss ich jetzt mal richtig hier dran halten. Dass wir mal vorankommen. Ah, ey, sorry. Ihr wisst ja, ich bin der ganz große Pfadfinder. Ich schaffe es immer wieder, mich hier zu verlaufen. Ah. Das mache ich auch schon so, seit ich das mit dem Tab weiß, ja. Drücke ich immer mit einer Hand. Auf Tab. Oh, die Grey Wardens hatten Greifen. Geil. Ja, Brother Burkle. Das Town, okay. Tapsters Tavern, da waren wir auch drin gewesen. Das Armus, auch gut. Ah, das ist der Proving Ground. Da gibt's ja...
So what's the deal with you and him anyway? Dare I ask?
Him? Him who? Is this supposed to mean something to me?
You know exactly who I'm talking about. Mr. Let's Make Kissy Faces over there.
My. You are jealous, aren't you? Did I take your favorite Grey Warden away from you?
What? I'm not jealous. I'm horrified.
Those blushing cheeks of yours tell a different tale.
These blushing cheeks are terrified that you'll suck all the blood out of them once you're finished with him.
If I feel the need to suck on anything of yours, Alistair, you'll be the first to know.
That was so not what I meant.
Perhaps we should go and tell him together about your touching concerns. Perhaps he'll pay more attention to you if you ask nicely.
Hab ich nicht gesagt, der ist ein bisschen... Ah,
Done
special.
before you started, in fact.
Good day to you.
Ja, good day. Jetzt mal gucken, ob wir da was machen können. Ein bisschen mal hier Action vorantreiben. Ah, Wall Carving, gleich mal angucken. Jetzt machen wir mal den Kodex vervollständigen und der ist auch jetzt schon relativ voll, der Kodex. Wir können nichts machen.
Your desire?
Oh, never mind. Das ist schon okay. Cool bleiben.
The proving ground.
Good day, stranger. Welcome to the proving arena.
Ja.
We're still closed until the fighters make their preparations, but come back this afternoon if you want to watch the show. Prince Balin called a citywide proving this afternoon to honor King Endrin's memory. All the best fighters in Orzammar will face each other in sight of the ancestors and win honor for their champions.
Oh, okay, cool.
Enjoy our grand city.
Ja, so viel dazu. Da gab es ja jetzt hier gar nichts, leider.
I can't wait to watch Piotr fight. He's so accomplished.
Okay.
Did you see that last fight? It was really something.
Na toll. Das können wir also dann später machen, schätze ich mal. Ich dachte, wir könnten da mitmachen.
So, are you going to continue staring at me as if I am covered in eels?
Eels would be something.
Prudery. How charming. I expected paranoia. This is much better. I prefer to be stared at lustfully, if at all.
Keep trying, then.
Oh?
Okay. Ach so, und da war der Eingang wieder. Tja, was soll ich sagen? Wir müssen erstmal mit ihrer Familie reden.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? You look like you're not from around here. Oh, wonderful. I've been trying forever to find someone who really knows the surface world. I don't suppose you've heard of something called the Circle?
Das ist ja lustig.
I've been trying to reach someone there for years. I've sent missives with every caravan, but I never get a reply. I want to know if they would accept me for study.
What?
I want to go to the Circle to study.
I assure you that desire will depart the moment you arrive.
I don't want to do magic. No dwarf can cast spells, but I don't see why I shouldn't study it. It would be a valuable exchange. Orzammar would learn of one of the great natural forces of the surface. And the Circle gains direct access to our knowledge of lyrium smithing.
Ist ja lustig.
That was just wonderful. My name is Dagna, daughter of Janar of the Smithcasts. Tell them I've already begun reading the Tevinter Imperium's Forticum Kadab, and it's just fascinating. Did you know the Imperial Magister Lords once had genealogies of every human family known to produce a mage child? Oh, I'll go pack my bags right now. I'll be waiting by my father's shop.
Ist ja geil.
The deep roads are home to the Darkspawn now.
As you say.
Oddly, they're supposed to be safer to travel during a blight.
Okay, das sind jetzt die Deep Roads, die berühmten Deep Roads. Da müssen wir hin.
What's
Klasse.
this? A human? Did we make these tunnels tall enough for humans? I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you past the front lines without Adesh's permission. And I've heard nothing of any new patrols scheduled to leave today.
Don't let the comm fool you. The Darkspawn are down there, aren't they, Commander?
Either we finally have the edge, which I doubt, or the beasts are building up numbers for the next attack.
Okay, oh yeah. Actually, they've made the move on the surface.
The surface? But I thought the vermin never went up that far except at...
Except during blights. Ancestors save us if that's what's happening. What anyone knows? She went out there with her entire house and she's never coming back.
You don't think maybe she's still there, Commander? She is a paragon, after all.
And now she's an ancestor. No one lasts 2 years in the tunnels.
Okay.
Of course not. Down here, you're bound to run into giant spiders, deep stalkers, and other vermin.
Okay, was sind denn Diebste genau?
Ugly beasts they are. Walk on 2 legs, but they have the head of a worm and hunt in packs.
Bleh.
Watch out. They're not afraid to take on a group their own size.
Okay.
A few outposts. Legion of the Dead mostly, fools that they are. Some scavenger types too.
Legion of the Dead, geil.
It's an independent company of soldiers. They accept no command but their own. Anyone who can bear arms can join, no matter his crimes or sanity. They hold a funeral when they join and swear their only goal is a glorious death.
Das ist ja geil, oder? Das ist ja geil. They hold a funeral when they...
Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to back you, my friend. Or a Desher's permission to risk yourself. Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored guests on casual visits to the deeps.
Na super.
Aye, for your sake, I hope you've no reason to come here again. Just can't get enough of our clammy mine air, can you?
Ich will da rein.
Did you need something? Into the deep roads? Not without a full unit of soldiers to... Orzammar can't afford to lose its citizens or honored...
Ja, ist ja recht. Schade. Da wäre ich jetzt gerne reingegangen, aber es gibt ja noch eine Tür. Nämlich die hier. Diamond Quarter. Mal kurz gucken, was es hier ums Eck rum gibt. Nix. Na, okay, also. Herzlich willkommen im Diamond Quarter. Ja, weg ist es. Adal Helmi.
You have come at a difficult time. Orzammar is ailing for want of a king.
Was ist das eigentlich für eine Kugel? Cool.
Lord Harrowmont is the voice of tradition and stability. Lord Balin is the voice of anarchy and ruin.
Cool. Okay.
It will be done.
Diamond Mall. Ah, okay. Lady Days.
This has dragged on too long. It's an insult to King Endrin's memory.
Das war's, okay. Cool. Weiter geht's. Was können wir hier machen?
Grey Warden arrives in Orzammar, most likely to pay respects to the rightful king. Prince, I just get paid to speak the truth. If you have an issue, speak to my employer.
Haha. Cool. Royal Palace. Lass mal gucken, was es hier oben noch gibt. Boah, was ist das? Pure Gold, was runterfließt, oder was? Was fließt so langsam runter? Chamber of Assembly, okay. Separate und dann hört's auf. Also 3 Räume sozusagen. Fangen wir im hintersten mal an.
Thief! Who would dare take from the memories?
Oh je. Die haben ja hier alle Quests, gibt's ja gar nicht.
Oh, pardon me. Were you looking for a particular volume? Not that I could really help. I don't know the libraries very well. I'm just doing some research. I was looking for something about the Orton Tig. It was lost during the last Blight, and there aren't many records left.
Okay, Orton Tig.
They were a noble house once, descended from the Paragon Orton, who composed the grand epic of the Seven Brothers and the Ortonic Symphony. My mother's family believes they were descended from Kalana Orton, who was training in Orzammar when the Tig fell. I'm even named for the house, Orta. Unfortunately, any records would be buried in the Tig's ruins, somewhere in the deep roads. You're from the surface. What do you know about fighting Darkspawn? There aren't even any expeditions planned until they settle this election. Otherwise, you need special permission from the Assembly, or some great lord. A Grey Warden? Mother always said that if anyone could find the Tig, it was the Wardens. I hear Prince Balin and Lord Harrimont have both been sending out small teams these days. Yes, if you can find the Tig in any records, that could do it. That could prove I'm a noble. If you could.
Okay.
Maybe now that you've
I'm a
looked...
noble.
It's almost too much to hope.
Aber jetzt wissen wir schon. Wir brauchen die Erlaubnis von dem großen Lord oder von der Versammlung. Also von der Assembly. Ja, geil. Ja, hier könnte es wahrscheinlich geben.
A thief in the Shapered. What have we been reduced to?
Okay, also die Assembly.
I did. He was bald, with the most garish brand across his head.
Oh.
Almost like he took pride in being castless. Imagine. He's probably in the slums somewhere. As if he'd find a buyer for a stolen tome in Dust Town.
Oh, aber da war ich doch da
know
unten.
the value.
Da war ich doch da unten, oder?
Disgusting. Someone stole from the Shapered. The memory... Yes, that's the attitude. Disgusting. I did.
Okay. Good.
When I last walked this hall, Endrin was king and Orzammar was at peace. The memories often speak of the swiftness with which change overtakes us. But it is different to see it firsthand. I apologize, Warden. I should not burden a stranger with such thoughts. I am Zebor, the Shaper of Memories.
How do you know who I am?
The Grey Warden's visit has been recorded in the memories, along with all who accompany you.
Was?
That is an odd request, especially for one so new to our city. I thought so. This is not the first time he's made this plea. My answer to Brother Burkle hasn't changed. So I ask you the same. On what basis would you have me insult the ancestors and overturn 2,000 years of tradition?
Okay, the Chandris charities could greatly aid Orzammar. Ja, nee, der Cunning ist besser. Ja.
What sort of charities do you mean?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Phew, work for the guests.
I am not certain this is in Orzammar's best interests. Our castes have served us well, but it's possible this service could benefit our people. Very well, he may hold a prayer meeting as he requested, if not build a new temple to his god. At least the words would come from one of our own. Now, is there anything more? We were a great empire once, outnumbering even humans and elves. We traded with your Tevinter Imperium, and our land stretched as far in the deep roads as theirs did above. Kal Sharok was capital then, but we lost too many battles. We lost our golems, and we lost our territory. Now the Empire is simply ruined tunnels filled with darkspawn.
Okay.
The Paragon Caridon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen dwarves in battle. But Caridon's Tig is far into the deep roads. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more.
Okay, what's the tag?
They are to us what a colony is to surfacers.
Ah, eine Colony tag. Cool.
At the other side of the old empire. During the last blight, the kings of Orzammar knew they couldn't hold everything. They sealed the deep roads, abandoning everyone still trapped in far-flung settlements. It was the only way to survive. Kal Shirak is the only other city to outlast the blight. We only rediscovered them recently, and they still haven't forgiven us.
Okay. How did you lose your golems?
The Paragon Caridon, a smith of unsurpassed genius, invented the golems. For years they were our weapon against the Darkspawn. One golem is worth a dozen. When it fell, we lost his secret to creating golems. There are books about it along these walls if you would read more. I will settle your mind if I can, Warden.
What's the difference? Also ein Paragon lebt noch und Ancestor ist ein toter Paragon.
All dwarves who die return to the stone as ancestors, to guide their families forever. But only one every few generations rises to Paragon. A Paragon is a dwarf whose accomplishments change Orzammar so much that the Assembly recognizes they've been born blessed. They are venerated as living ancestors and found a new noble house forever bearing their name.
Boah, geil. And that's what Branka was?
Branka is a Paragon, now and into death. She was born a smith, but her inventions caught the Assembly's eye. Before she had seen 20 years, she created a smokeless coal. It could burn in a cave without vents and no one would choke from it. It earned her Paragon status.
Aha. Ja, cool.
She went into the deep roads 2 years ago seeking out secrets of the ancient smiths. She never returned.
Okay.
According to our legends, 7 brothers founded our empire. The youngest, Bloadlik, was the wisest and was chosen king. His children formed the noble caste. The eldest, Giachet, trained his sons to defend their king. They became the warrior caste. Shotgyar founded the artisans. Orzatyar forged our first swords. It was Orzammar who dug the mines that became our city's foundations. The twins Koapar and Noct both founded trading houses, but Noct was wounded in battle. On his recovery, he swore to serve his brother's sons.
Okay. What about the casteless?
The casteless descend from criminals and those repudiated by their own families, or who chose to go to the surface and live by human laws. They have no ancestors to guide them and no families to claim them. They should not have been born. Their parents defied their shame and brought cursed children into the world. It's better they die young.
Oh yeah.
Their births are not recorded in the memories. In Orzammar, they do not exist. Is there something more pleasant you wish to discuss?
Nee, ich glaube, das ist okay dann.
Please, speak your mind.
Ja, nee, danke.
Your presence here has been recorded in the memories. I wish I knew what significance it has.
Ja, genau. Brother Borgel, das haben wir erledigt. Hier haben wir jetzt auch schon einige Einträge, aber noch lange nicht alle, aber schon manches. Überhaupt sind wir eigentlich ganz gut dabei, oder? So. Spell Combinations? Nö, gar nichts.
Yes.
Ich muss mir mal die Zeit nehmen, das Zeug alles durchzulesen irgendwann.
Very well.
Oh geil, Legion. Ah, das sind die harten. Das ist geil. Legion of the Dead. Die haben mich fett beeindruckt, das lese ich mal vor. Yes. Stone's greetings, friend. You will fight ceaselessly in the Legion of the Dead. Who? The Legion accepts all. So I was told by one of the legionaries himself. a dwarf who waited quietly at the entrance to the deep roads for the rest of his unit to assemble. They gathered slowly, each equipped with heavy armor and fine weapons, each painted with grim tattoos applied at the funerals the night previous. Das ist doch geil, oder? Bevor die da reingehen, feiern die ihre eigene Beerdigung und dann werden die Teil Legion of the Dead, geil, oder? For that is the nature of the Legion. They are all dead. And dwarf may join, any dwarf may join the Legion, so long as he is willing to give up everything he has. The funeral rites are somber. A final goodbye is said to family and loved ones. Any material goods are dispersed to heirs, and last words are said, and then it's done. The new legionnaire marches out into the deep roads, never to return. The Legion fights against the Darkspawn to the last, striking one final blow against the monsters that have climbed so much of their homeland. Many join the Legion to clear the slate. Criminals join to avoid punishment. The dishonored join so that their houses and families need not suffer on their behalf. The bankrupted join so that debts might be forgiven. Very few join for the last chance at glory, but the Legion takes them too. This group hopes to reach the fabled fortress of Bonamar, once the Legion's home, associated with the greatest of their paragons. Bonamar is a holy place. Its loss, the last great blow against the Dwarven kingdoms, and its recapture would be a glorious signal to all of Orzammar. But to recapture it, or no, all of these warriors will die in the deep roads. It is a sobering thought, and I now know why the dwarves say the Legion's charge is the battlefield's most frightening sight. They have nothing left to lose. Geil. Also praktisch wie die Schwarze Wacht in Game of Thrones. Genau.
Of course.
Dwarven traditions and folk songs. Nug sits in the mud. Nug whittles his ears. You catch the Nug, he slips away. Nug gets to live another day. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his toes. You hook the Nug, he slips away. Now the Nug runs off to play. Nug sits in the mud. Nug sits in the mud. Nug wiggles his nose. You tickle the Nug, he laughs away. Now the Nug sits on my plate. Ist ja lustig. Ho, 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 ho. Jetzt haben wir aber einige neue Sachen hier dazu bekommen. Ja, aber das macht irgendwie Spaß. Da kann man richtig seinen Sammeltrieb ausleben. Ja, ne, sonst haben wir hier alles schon gemacht und geguckt. Dann würde ich mal sagen, gehen wir aber erst in die Hall of Assembly. Ja. Und sagen dem Bruder Burton, wie der heißt, später Bescheid, dass er seine Gebete da jetzt halten kann. Wartag.
Warden, welcome. It is always a blessing for Orzammar to host your order. I am Bartak Devorn, top advisor to our good Prince Balin. What news do you bring? It would be hard not to notice the Grey Warden and his eclectic entourage. I hear you seek the aid of Orzammar's finest.
Yeah.
Yes, the treaty. I've seen it in the Shaper's libraries. Now the difficulty is that the treaty only compels our king, and we are sadly lacking one of those right now. My prince is the rightful king, but a disappointing number of lords back the upstart Harrimont for the throne. If you show your support for Prince Balin, he might be able to assist with your requests.
Oh yeah. I thought King Endrin himself supported Harrimont.
That hurts worst of all. That Harrimont would take advantage of the dying king's delirium to plant such poisonous suspicions against his own son. After that, you understand why Balin cannot trust the word of a stranger, however reputable that stranger might be.
Yeah.
Harrimont has engaged in a campaign of bribery and coercion to ensure that every house serves him. But if a neutral party, a stranger, were to approach certain key members, perhaps with irrefutable evidence of Harrimont's deception, I'm certain my Lord Prince would show his gratitude.
Oh yeah. What kind of evidence?
Harrimont promised the same portion of his estate to two different Deshers, Lady Dace and Lord Helmy. Harrimont can't possibly grant it to both of them, but they won't find out until after the vote is cast. I have copies of the promissory notes Harrimont gave each of them. Once they see those, they should both reconsider their votes.
Jetzt mal ganz ehrlich, das geht gar nicht. Ich rede mit dem anderen auch, der muss irgendwo hier auch rumstehen. Danke.
Don't expect this offer to last. If my prince hears you swore allegiance to his enemy, he won't be so friendly next time. I will be here if you change your mind.
Okay, also gar nicht. Sorry. Nee. Ey, wie krank ist das denn? Das habe ich nicht vorzunehmen.
Your mind has gone to dust if you think we would pass such a writ. Half our houses would go broke without the service trade.
The proposal is only effective until we have a king to ensure we are respected by the surfacers.
Leaving you conveniently positioned to take over all contracts. I'll see your head on a pike first.
Deshers, lords and ladies of the Assembly. I've already doubled the guard to prevent violence. Must I summon more?
Steward Bandalore, Balin's sympathizers are tying our hands with trivialities. They may as well open us to the sky.
I suggest we put the matter to a vote.
And I suggest you have a taste of my family's mace.
Enough! The Assembly is in recess until the members can regain control of their emotions.
Okay.
Stone-forsaken fools and dusters. I'm sorry. This is the assembly of the clans. Only Deshers and occasional guests of state are allowed in. Forgive me. I am so exhausted. I completely forgot about the message from the gate guard. Welcome to Orzammar, Warden. I hope you can forgive our unrest. The loss of our king has hit us hard. Respect for your role is great, but you won't receive a proper hearing until we have a king on the throne. Troubling, but it will still seem distant compared to the empty throne. The Assembly is blind to all else. I must admit, Warden, I am at a loss myself. It lies with Prince Balin or Lord Harrimont, and they are slow to trust anyone in these uncertain times. Dulin Verender, Harrimont's man, can be found at the Harrimont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince Balin's second, is often here in the Assembly. I only wish there was more I could do for you. Warden, I'm afraid the Assembly is still locked in debate. What can I do for you?
Get summoned.
I must admit, Warden, Dulin Verender, Harrimont's man, can be found at the Harrimont estate. Vartag Gavorn, Prince I own...
Harrimont estate, da müssen wir jetzt hin. Was jetzt mit ihm hier und Vortex?
I hope you're not wasting my time with more dithering. The choice I gave you was clear. If you want Balin to support you in your surface war, you'll have to help him take the throne.
Okay.
Better make up your mind.
Okay, nein. Jetzt gehen wir zum Harrowmont Estate. Doolin?
I heard there was a Grey Warden here. I am Doolin Forrender, second to Lord Harrowmont, King Endrin's own choice as successor.
Ah.
Word is spreading that the surface may suffer a blight. It is shameful we are not in a better position to help. That may be, and that is a terrible risk for the surface. But even if the world would end tomorrow, Lord Harrowmont cannot ignore Balin today. He cannot afford to trust anyone of unproven loyalties. I see. Well, it hardly increases my confidence to hear that you went to him first. I assume you refused? If you want Lord Harrowmont's assistance, first you'll have to prove he can trust you.
Okay.
That's a generous offer. If you mean it, you might attend the proving today. The Deshers take it very seriously. And unfortunately, Balin found some way to blackmail or intimidate House Harrowmont's best fighters into stepping down.
Oh, yeah.
That would be enlightening. Though I hope you won't pry too deeply into things they don't wish revealed. If you wish to show your loyalty, enter the proving as his lordship's champion. With your order's reputation, I've no doubt the ancestors would favor your arm. Balin would never work with anyone who humiliated him in that way. Harrowmont would have no fear of meeting with you then.
Ja, nö, doch, ich mach
The
das.
arena is located off the Commons. Talk to the Proving Master and tell him you're entering Lord Harrowmont's roster. The key fighters we lost were Guidon and Baisel. You can look for them in the fighters' preparation chambers behind the ring. And be sure it's before the fights begin. After the first bout, no one may change the roster. If you need to find me again, I will wait in the Tapster's Tavern off the Commons. There is no better place to hear gossip. Perhaps even word of your victory.
Will er dann nicht vielleicht lieber dabei sein, statt in der Kneipe zu saufen und zu gucken, wie ich kämpfe? Jetzt gehen wir noch mal rein und sagen dem anderen Bescheid, diesem Stinkstiefel, dass wir da gar nicht
I hope you're
machen.
not wasting my... If you want Balin to support you in your surface war, you'll have to help him take the throne. Very well. But do not expect my prince to see you as anything more than another ignorant surfacer. I will be here if you change your mind. I hope you're not...
Ich will
If you
das
want
nicht, ich will das
Balin to
abgeschlossen, ich
support
habe
you in
keinen
your
Bock.
surface war, you'll have to help him take the throne. If you do, there can be no further business between us. Now, do you wish my prince's support, or will you risk everything to aid the usurper? Very well, but do not expect my prince... If you...
Okay, also da kommen wir jetzt dann arg viel weiter. Aber wir können uns die zweite Möglichkeit noch offen halten. Jetzt gibt es hier den Throne Room,
So, how is it the dwarves have...
den Royal Palace. Okay, Ich bin hier vor allem scharf auf alle möglichen Bücher, die es gibt.
As you say.
Cool, der Thron von Orzammar. Und da kann man einfach so rein. Auch cool, gell? Das könnte hier dieses Feuer sein, von dem die erzählt hat. Was da brennt, ohne dass man sich irgendwie da husten muss, sich halt kein Rauch entwickeln und so. Phylakterium, guck mal. Many of King Endrin's belongings have been rushed into storage, including trophies of his long reign. Among the boxes is a small glass phylactery. Okay. Oh oh. So. Geht doch. Hey. Okay, was hat das? Scrap of Paper. Ah, the Black Vials. Cast from your host. You may find a purchase on mortal ground. Bound by a Okay. Oh je. Na, haben wir auf jeden Fall das hier wunderbar gelöst. Selbstverständlich.
As you say. Yes. Of course.
By the ancestors. Good on you, Warden. You caught them in the act. I guess desperate times drive people to strange things. Thanks again, Warden.
Kein Problem. So, jetzt Morrigan, da sind wir wieder. Was kann man denn lernen? Spirit, Entropy, Walking Nightmare. Das ist gut, das machen wir. Ja, Walking Nightmare ist gut. Naja. Wo ist es? Gut. Wo hat sie jetzt ihre Walking Nightmare? Nirgends, gell? Entropy activated. Ja, das lassen wir mal, passt schon. Gut, hier drin gibt's gar nichts. Hier gibt's nichts, da gibt's nichts und hier geht's ja wieder raus.
Of course.
Gut. Tja, dann würde ich sagen, gehen wir raus. In der nächsten Folge gehen wir jetzt rüber und nehmen an dem Turnier teil, beziehungsweise sagen dem Bruder Dimdibum Bescheid, dass er seine Chantry da eröffnen kann, beziehungsweise zumindest mal so die ersten Gebete abhalten kann. Bis zum nächsten Mal und ciao.